On Friday last week, I got a call from my son. It was approaching 8 and he knew I was coming back home, but he had to give me a call because he had a fees reminder, that circular they give them. And he was telling me, Mommy, they told us that we must pay this money before we go back to school on Monday. I told him, it is okay. I'm going to pay in your balance. And before I knew it, the moment I got home, the other son of mine also told me, Mommy, I also have a fees balance. They said we don't go back to school without that money being paid. I said, no problem. I'm going to do that. I'm going to sort them out. Don't worry. You'll go back to school on Monday. My dear mothers, have you ever gone through such a situation whereby children are children? They always ask. They will always tell you what they have been told, and they will not care whether you have money or not. But it is up to you as a mother to ensure that you do exactly what the teacher has said or what the school has said, so that you save your son of the stresses, so that you save your daughters of the stresses that they'll go through. That day they don't go to school because of a balance will hurt them deeply, and trust me, you're also going to be hurting. But do you know what brings about that? It's because us mothers, all the responsibilities sit on us. The father will go to work, they will sleep when fees balance has not been paid or when fees have not been paid. But mothers, we cannot sleep. When they don't eat, we cannot sleep. When we don't have money for their parking, we are not going to sleep because it is so paining. You feel it deep in your heart when your child is lacking something. So it is high time, my dear mothers. It is high time for us to stay stable with our finances. But how are we going to do this? How are we going to do that? That is only going to be gold when we plan and spend wisely. The only way to get out of such a dilemma is when we learn to save and plan our money. And for us to save and plan our money, we must seek for financial literacy. We must invest in it. We must invest in learning how to control our finances. We must learn. We might think that we know so much, but trust me, many of us have worked for years. We have worked for ages. The only thing we have done is to take our children to school and look after the families. But there's nothing we can show. Nothing we can show. It becomes too painful when you have worked for more than 10, 15 years when there's nothing to show on the table. You cannot tell people that I took my children to school. Yes, you did, but that was your responsibility as a mother or as a parent. It was your responsibility. It was no one else's responsibility. It was yours. But how are you planning the future? We invest in the children. They go to school. We invest in them. We invest in their feeding. But trust me, at the end of the day, you must have something planned for your future. And here I come today. I run a program called Mom's Money Makeover Program, whereby I'm training mothers on how best they can use the little they earn to develop themselves. You're going to subscribe into it so that you can get a one-on-one session with me, so that we wait a way forward on how best we're going to plan the little we get, so that it can fit into the daily expenses we have and still save something aside for something that we long to have at the end of the day. I want you to join in. I'm going to share my number. You can subscribe into the channel. You can make a comment. If any of you mothers want to join this money makeover program, please, you can make a comment. I'm going to share my number, and please join in as soon as you can. Tomorrow will never come. Tomorrow is not going to come. Don't say I'm going to do it tomorrow. Tomorrow, before you know it, a year has passed, another year has passed, another year has passed. And by the time you say, now I'm ready, people who started before you are far, far, far ahead of you. Please join in for a better future. See you next time.